Welcome everyone. Today we are going to do a bonus for Scorpio. Why Scorpio? Because I just feel the Scorpio needs a bonus reading. I also feel Virgo needs a bonus reading, so that may be next. And there may be more, but I also want to remind you that sometimes you're intuitively guided to a reading and you may not even have that sign in your chart, or you may not know it. Trust your intuition, because I do these readings through my intuition. The cards are just a tool to ignite my intuition, to ignite the messages from my spirit guides to you. Normally from your spirit guides, so trust in that. Anyway, I felt like Scorpio needs a reading. I feel like you're just about to like overcome something, like you're almost at that mountaintop, and don't give up, because I feel like if you give up, you're going to slide back down that mountain and then you're going to have to reclimb it. So this may be some type of mountain that is part of your soul's intention, that you have to climb no matter what. And I feel like when you reach the top of it, I just have a feeling it's going to bring you great joy, and not just joy of the world, but joy of self-satisfaction. So I think that's important. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the reading. We're going to use 3 different decks. We're going to use our Mother Mary Oracle. I'm going to use a little light and a little dark. So I'm going to use the Light Seers for your main spread, and I'm going to use the Tarot of Night for your clarifiers. Okay? So let's go ahead and begin. I want to remind everybody that I do have a membership program. If you're looking for extra perks, like special videos, one of the perks is we go live. I've been doing it every week. I'm also, my daughter has permission to go live, so that's tier 3. Tier 1 is just a thank you. Thank you, Sandy, for your work. I think it's $2.99. The second one for special videos for you, plus learning tarot, at least the way I do tarot. Whether it's right or wrong, right? It's my way. It's $9.99. And then the tier 3 is what gives you all that, plus we go live once a week, and you can ask whatever questions you want to ask. I mean, there is no limit. And we go pretty deep. So that's available to you. There's a little join button right below the video. You can click on that, and that will show you what I'm talking about. It doesn't, when you hit join, it doesn't like automatically sign you up. It gives you the information, and then you can make a decision from there. I also want to remind you that, if you're feeling lost, or like you feel like you need clarity, don't forget to go to what I call my library, because there is so much valuable information on there. And I honestly feel like time is fluid, so there could be a reading 3 years ago that calls to you today. Don't be afraid to and it doesn't have to just be with me. It can be with anyone, any reader. Trust your intuition above all. And if you're having a hard time trusting your intuition, but something is pulling you towards it, click on it. If it's not for you, you'll know it very quickly. If it is for you, I feel like you'll know that very quickly. Okay, I'm going to go. Well, that did not take long. We have giving and receiving. This reminds me of the 6 of Pentacles. I feel like it's an art form. It's something I learn. I learn that, sometimes, well, especially Scorpio, and I know not all Scorpios. Listen, I was married to a Scorpio, and that didn't work out. But my daughter's a Scorpio, and she's just the sweetest, kindest person. Doesn't mean she doesn't have a dark side, but You know what I mean? So a lot depends on that. But what I'm saying is, within this energy, you know, it is the fine art of learning, giving, and receiving, right? It needs to be equal. It doesn't mean that if I give, I need something back right away, but it's just a natural flow of give and receive. If I'm giving but I'm not receiving at all, well, I feel like there's my answer. If I'm receiving and I'm not giving at all, well, you know, I feel like that is kind of how karma is created, right? Because whatever I do in this world, however I make someone else feel or what have you, sooner or later, you will have to experience that same feeling, or someone has made you feel like a piece of shit, let's say, sooner or later, whether it's this lifetime or the next, they are going to have to fulfill that karma. So, anyways, let's read it. I balance being generous and receptive because both are equally important. I guess I could have just read the card and kept my mouth shut. Okay, I'm going to bring the lid down, and everything's pre-shuffled, guys, but I am going to give it a couple shuffles. I know that's how most of you prefer it, so I have no problem with that. Let's do one more. Get a nice clean shuffle. Yeah. Let's give them a cut, and let's get into it. Again, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or you're just someone who feels like you were pulled to the reading, called to the reading. Just be open. That's all. Be open. All right. Let's begin. I was going to shuffle, but I feel like now I'm meant to just take it off the deck, so that's what I'm going to do. All right. Well, okay. This is why I'm doing your bonus reading. Opening with the 9 of Swords. A lot of anxiety. This can be the energy due to my anxiety. And, you know, I don't know if it's medically or just situational. But there can be the energy, you know, like I can self-isolate in this energy. Almost like I don't want to face the world. It's going to be about a lot of worry. But this really speaks of unnecessary worry. That's what the 9 of Swords is about. It's the recognition of, you know, any pain that you've gone through, but at the same time, not putting that stress or worry on your present day moment. Because remember, we are creating our future right now, right here, with every seed of intention we put out there. So, I'm not so upset that it's the first card, because I feel like, you know, this is why we're doing the bonus. You know, I'm just noticing that white dove amongst all those black, probably ravens, but there's that white dove, right? So, there is light in the dark. Wow. 6 of Swords. First of all, you're getting a lot of swords, which tells me you've probably been in your head, you know, been in your thought system, that type of thing. But at the same breath, I love seeing this card next to the 9 of Swords, because I feel like that means that at least you have the opportunity, if you haven't already, to really examine this 9 of Swords. Because it says you're worrying about things that it won't produce anything, right? It's just wasted worry. And if we think about our energy and the energy we're putting out there, well, that energy is going to return to us, right? That's why I always say, think about where your vibration is at. If your vibration is high, then what comes back to you will be high, of high vibration. If not, you will know it, right? And that way you don't get stuck in it. Anyways, the 6 of Swords speaks of that. Like, I took a moment, I looked at this 9 of Swords, I reflected on what is causing this toxic energy within me or around me. And what do I need to do? I need to leave it behind. Now, whether it means physically I'm leaving a place, a person, whatever it may be. This is you finding peace within yourself, within the Six of Swords. But it is through some choppy waters. It just talks about the change, right? Because before the 6 is a 5, and the 5 is where you've had that true realization of what has been toxic, what holds you back. And then the 6 of Swords is you moving away from it. It's real life. It's saying that it doesn't mean that it's a piece of cake, right? The waters will be somewhat choppy, but you're moving to much more calmer type waters. We have the Devil, card of Capricorn. Interesting. I'm saying interesting because my daughter's a Scorpio, and she does have Capricorn in her. Like, well, my granddaughter's Capricorn. But as this relates to, let's just say, relationship, she's got a Capricorn that's, I don't know. Not sure about it. This Capricorn is his hand reaching out. Let's see what comes next to him. The Hermit. Wow. Virgo and Capricorn side by side. Now, that could be for some. Because again, remember, I feel like this reading is really open to all signs. But yet, Scorpio, it's you that pulled me into this reading. So let's look at this. The Hermit. So we open with the 9 of Swords, right? And then we close this line with another 9. But this 9 is the Hermit. The Hermit, seeking the light, right? Seeking answers. Asking the big questions. If you think the Hermit goes into the, it's almost like the Hermit goes into the cave, right? But seeking the light, seeking the way. So it's due to this 9 of Swords, no doubt. What I love about the Hermit, though, is when the Hermit comes out of this period of time, the Hermit comes out with, I don't know, much more knowledge. The Hermit learns that, he or she is the light. This is also the energy of really being able to be a master teacher in something. This is about the physical world, but I feel like the Hermit brings our spirituality into the mix. Okay, well, we'll see. Hermit's looking out, looking towards the future. Capricorn is looking right at me. 6 of Swords, she's looking at her watch like, what time is it? All right. We have the 6 of Cups. So this may talk about someone that you used to know or someone that you do know. Probably could be in your past. This is someone that normally you would have very treasured memories of, good memories, like, we had fun. That type of energy, but the 9 of Swords above it puts extreme worry upon it. It's like we had great times and then we had not so great times. Which do I choose to remember? Another 6. We have the 9 of Wands. Don't give up. This kind of feels like the energy I felt before we even started the cards, and that is the energy of where I feel like you're climbing a mountaintop, and I feel like you're so close to the top. So close. You can call that victory, whatever you want, the conquering of something within your life. This talks about looking, in the 9 of Swords, I'm looking at maybe what all went wrong, right? Everything went wrong. This is the opposite. This is you looking at yourself and understanding that in this time period, there was a lot that you have learned. This is also a time when there seems to be like a lot of responsibilities. But this speaks about your spirituality and how your spirituality has grown due to, well, something in here. We have the King of Cups coming under the Devil. King of Cups. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Of course, you know it doesn't have to be. The energy of this king in the upright is someone who enjoys a relationship. You know, having that special person by their side is important. Doesn't have to be, right? I don't feel like the king has to or the queen has to, but it's just it just makes life a little better, I feel. Some of you are directly connected to Capricorn. And then we have the Five of Wands. Okay. Five of Wands. You know, it's interesting because I often feel in the Five of Wands, like this is about two people or a group of people. It could be family, right? It could be a lover. It could be, you know, anyone. But this is the energy where everyone, like, it feels like everyone is in their ego, right? Everybody wants to be right. You know, like if I'm waiting for an apology, I'm probably not going to receive it in this type of energy. No one's willing to back down. However, it's coming over the Hermit. So I feel like clearly there will be illumination over that. You know what I mean? Like, let's say this is about two people who are in a relationship and, you know, there must have been good times because it's here. However, so is the stress. So is the stress of it. So it's a 5 and it needs to change, right? It doesn't have to change, but to change it only suits you. Now, this, because of this energy, could be what created the Six of Swords, where enough is enough, right? Enough is enough is enough. Let's take one more row. We have the Three of Swords. So that Three of Swords now is directly connected to the Nine of Swords and the Six of Cups. Someone that I have good memories about, but in the same breath, someone who broke my heart. Broke my heart. And what a pickle, right? It's like I have these good memories, but I also have these difficult memories, this Three of Swords, this heartache. We have the Tower. Well, that makes sense because if you look at the top card, the Six of Swords, coming with the Nine of Wands under it, and now the Tower. Listen, this can talk about someone who threw you the Tower. The Tower is really unexpected type energy. It's somewhat it feels destructive, right? It doesn't have to be destructive, but it feels that way. Often I feel like if a Tower comes out, I do feel like it's meant to come out. And even though at that point it doesn't feel good, I feel like it does move you to, well, calmer waters, let's say. Six of Swords and the Tower mirroring each other. I kind of feel like for some of you, you may have given someone like an ultimatum or just ended something, even though your heart may still be in it, right? But so is the heartache. Right? The Empress. Well, let me tell you something. The Empress can handle a tower. The Empress will very quickly look at that tower, understand that tower, learn from that tower, and then leave the tower in the past. The Empress is someone who's very creative. She doesn't always know it, but it may be something you're working towards. This is someone who has made the choice not to allow life and its pains to make you hard, to make you cold, to shut your heart off. Quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, well, first of all, Seven of Pentacles is a lesson in patience. It's teaching you not to pick the fruit before it's ripe, right? If I pick it too soon, it's going to be sour, right? It's not going to be good. If I pick it too late, it's, you know, it's all mushy. I don't know. So, patience. It's also about your soul seed of intention and what your soul came into this lifetime to accomplish. You have more than one seed. That's really the message. There's, you know, I didn't come here just to accomplish love. Maybe I came here to accomplish love. Maybe I came here also to accomplish some type of a spiritual business, you know, whatever it is. This to me feels like an energy of what was meant to be. And even the hardships are meant to be, especially with the Hermit here, because ultimately, you know, there's a lot of things that can throw us in the dark night of the soul, and that's just kind of where we feel lost. But at the same time, sometimes when we're at the bottom, the only place to go is up. I think the Hermit has that realization. Meant to be. All of it, not just the good. It's funny, I'm going to put you on hold. My daughter's calling right now and I'm doing a Scorpio video. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I got a knock at the door. Anyway, let's look at this reading. So, with the Empress sitting next to the Seven of Pentacles, that's something also to take in consideration because, you know, the Empress is someone who truly learns through life, learns, you know, if we want to say mistakes, but she arrives at a certain vibration. I feel like the vibration is everything. Because if you see, like, the Nine of Swords is mirrored by the Three of Swords, that is the main reason why the Nine of Swords is here. However, the Seven of Pentacles over here, mirrored by the Hermit, says that whatever I've gone through over here, I can turn it into my wisdom. I can turn it into experience, right? But I don't allow it to, you know, like, I feel like the Empress is someone, again, who is loving and nurturing, creative, but strong. Nobody's fool. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean that she can't be fooled, but fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And then I feel like in this Five of Wands, I do feel like that energy can be turned around, but it does feel like there's a lot of conflict. Like conflict in there, and in the Five of Wands energy, it's like, you know, does anybody want to back down? Is anybody going to back down? I guess, you know, sometimes we have to be the bigger person. It doesn't mean, you know, that you're wrong. You know what I mean? And I feel like in the Six of Swords, that's what it's saying. Like, I'm leaving, like, the energy of what keeps me in this Nine of Swords energy. I'm going to look at it, I'm going to clarify it, and I'm going to let it go. and I'm going to start moving into an energy that is much more natural. I feel like, Scorpio, you're very at home being the Empress, allowing your creativity, and I feel like that's in many different ways to shine, or it can. The Empress with the tower right next to her. Yes, she's probably had quite a few towers, but in the same breath, she did not allow it to make it hard. Now, it doesn't mean it didn't take time in between the tower to the Empress. Maybe it did take some time, but ultimately it's showing the vibration that she ends up. Now, I'm saying that because I feel chances are you are the Empress. And it's interesting because if I just go up the line, I have the Devil, which again is Capricorn, the King of Cups, which, can be you, Scorpio, another Scorpio, Pisces, or a Cancer. Don't let that confuse you. Like people are like, well, how do I know? You should be able to feel it. So this could be someone who, I almost feel like they got their light and dark side, and sometimes you see the dark and sometimes you see the light. But in the same breath, I feel like it's very frustrating, and I feel like that's also represented in the Five of Wands. Okay, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Well, the High Priestess. This is your intuition. This is what you trust. This is what you trust. It's like if something doesn't feel right, then it's not right. And I trust that. All right, let's bring in the Tarot of Night. Give it a shuffle. One more. Look at that. They have the Empress on the bottom and the Eight of Cups on the other side. Eight of Cups is the emotional house. It's a clearing of the emotional house. It's where my emotions, I no longer let it take the best of me. All right, let's give him a cut. And let's start at the beginning. We have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, communication. Could talk about communication that maybe did not go so well, is not going so well. We have the Eight of Wands, fast-moving energy. What I think about, I bring about. This is where your intentions come back to you. The intentions that I put out there come back. I don't want to send out my intentions in the Nine of Swords because that's a fear-based energy. But in the Six of Swords, I have clarity over that. I have clarity over what holds me down, holds me back. Who holds me down, holds me back. So the Eight of Wands, very much about your intention. But it is very fast-moving energy at the same time. And it's an 8, so it's about a new beginning. 8, as above, so below. It's funny, my daughter and I were talking earlier, and I said to her, I don't even know why, but I just said, what you're going through, someone else has already gone through, and someone else will go through. Oh, I know we were talking about her doing a reading, because she reads tarot too. Jenny loved tarot. But and we were talking about her experiences, and she's like, I don't know if I should put them in a reading, and I said, I think you should, because I feel like what you're going through, other people are going through at the same time. So, Eight of Wands. Justice. Coming over the Devil. Card of Libra. And then the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is the same energy as the Tower, to me, anyways, because the energy of like feeling thrown out into the cold. But it is about change at the same time. I feel like in the Five of Pentacles, I don't have the luxury of doing nothing, and just like sitting in my room and crying or what have you. This is energy of where I have to keep pushing forward. It serves me to push forward. Interesting, we have 2 5s here. Both of them somewhat difficult. Now, Justice coming over the Devil, it could talk about the cutting of ties with someone, right? Like, giving and receiving is our very first card from Mother Mary. And it's again that balance in life. But let's keep going. We have, wow, the Four of Wands. Interesting. This is the marriage card. This is about a connection, no doubt. But I have to say, in the Four of Wands, I feel like everybody wants to be here. No one's being forced to be here, right? This is ultimately making that commitment. You may hear that. You may hear those words with the Knight of Swords right above it. Because remember, a Knight is normally bringing you something in. And if it's Swords, it's some type, I feel like, of communication. And it's interesting because, it almost feels like here I cut ties. But I don't know why I'm just leaving but in the air. But let's keep going. I'll tell you one thing, I feel like you're not taking anyone's bullshit anymore. Whatever that may mean to you, but I get this feeling of, like enough is enough is enough. Well, hello, Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. I feel like this is showing the potential of a potential relationship. Again, this may be a relationship that had, like I cut the ties. But did I cut the energetic ties, or did I just cut the physical ties? I also feel this is very good energy from working from home, especially coming over the 9, because to me 9 also talks about self, right? So, in one breath I want to say I don't need someone else to take me to the 10 of Pentacles. I can take myself there. But in the 10 of Pentacles, it does speak of family. It does speak of setting down roots, right? This is energy that I feel like can root for eternity. And especially as it relates to Pentacles. Like, maybe I do something and then the next generation sees what I do and they do it, and it goes on and on. You know what I mean? Wow. Hello, Sun. Sun. Listen, with the Devil above this King of Cups, again, this could be, like the Devil's reaching out his hand for me to grab it, right? Do I have to grab it? No, I don't have to. I feel like at one time maybe I did, and when I say me, I mean you. Maybe at one time I did grab it, but right now, maybe I don't want to grab it. However, in the same breath, the Sun is complete illumination. So, it's interesting how we started reading using the light seers, and then the tarot of night, right? The light and the dark. Well, here's the sun. So nothing can hide in this energy. This is complete illumination. And it's interesting because the sun, well, first of all, it's a card of Leo. And, and I feel like Leo is my daughter's spirit guide. And when I say that, I say it because that means your spirit guides are here also. But I feel like this is also talking about something that was, listen, whatever was done in the dark will come to the light. That's for sure. Whatever is done in the dark will come to the light. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is a very crafty type of energy. To me, the Three of Pentacles is, where I can specialize in something. There's something unique to what I do, to what I bring to the world. This is also about, other people seeing that part of you and appreciating it. Now, not everyone's going to do that, right? Not everyone is going to love me for who I am. But if they can't love me for who I am, then maybe that's not my one. In the Three of Pentacles, I feel like, it's about putting your head down and getting into your creative mode. And I feel like when you're in your creative mode, first of all, if you have any fear about producing something, this is the energy of other people appreciating what you do. Not everyone is going to appreciate it, but the right one will. And should you wait for the right one to appreciate who you are? I think yes. Though I do think previous relationships do teach us, one thing I know it teaches us what we don't want, right? What I know and I don't want in a partner now. And the only way I know that is because I've gone through it. This also feels like your creativity is really on fire. Like has the opportunity to be on fire. I feel like, it's like the energy of, excuse me, it's like the energy of, how do I say this? I don't even know. What I do want to say is, the sun is illuminating your creative house. So take note of that, because I feel like if there's anything creative you want to do, this is the time, right? We are in the month of Scorpio, by the way. And then we had the Aries full moon, which is action. All right, let's keep going. And, I may come back and clarify just a few of the cards. But let's look at this Three of Swords. We have the King of Swords. He's in reverse. This could be an Aries. No, sorry about that. This could be an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. In reverse, though. So I feel like this could be someone who at one time did break your heart. And that energy could be lingering. But I don't think it has to. And again, why? Because I feel like you have a real opportunity to see, like, everything in the light. Like, you have the opportunity to, like, really have complete illumination. The only thing you have to do is trust that, right? Trust that. So I do feel like this king is of the past. And, I don't like that he's coming in reverse if this is someone that you want. Because to me, it feels like that means that this person probably their communication was probably quite difficult. Could even be a narcissistic type of energy. And listen, you're never going to win in that energy. And that may be what the Five of Wands is saying to you. Like, if this is talking about someone who is narcissistic, you're not going to, you're not going to win, and why waste your time trying? Nonetheless, I do feel like the pain from it. But at the same breath, I feel like the ability to let that go. Maybe I wanted a commitment from this king, but I didn't get it in the way that I wanted it. Maybe they're just not capable. Maybe that's not your fault. You know what I mean? Like, we take it like, if someone rejects us, so to speak, we take it very personally. And I'm not saying sometimes it's not personal, but usually it's because their lack of mentality, not yours. We have the Page of Pentacles coming directly over the Tower. So, to me, when the Page of Pentacles comes over the Tower, it's like an opportunity to learn from this Tower. Why would I want to learn from the Tower? Because I don't want to repeat it. And the Empress will absorb that information. She will absorb it. So I feel like this has really been about a learning experience. Listen, I feel like this king may be someone of a past who probably messed with your heart, and it may have taken a long time to overcome that. And then I feel like this King of Cups, maybe attached to the Capricorn, can be someone new, but I do feel like is this past energy affecting the present? I don't know, but the Sun again will give you complete illumination. It's almost like you have to answer that question, but the Sun gives you the illumination. Trust that. Page of Pentacles, this has been a learning experience. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles coming right over the Empress. Quite beautiful. First of all, the Knight of Pentacles coming under the Sun. Excuse me. Many of you have heard me say that I feel the Knight of Pentacles is like a guardian angel type energy. It is, the Knight of Pentacles that's sitting right next to the Seven of Pentacles are both lessons on patience. So is Temperance, by the way. This Knight comes at the right time. If this is about something coming together, it happens at the right time, not before and not after. I love that the Sun is above it, because this tells me whatever this Knight, I already know it'd be in the light anyway with the Knight of Pentacles, but the Sun above that is like, double the illumination. So it feels like also like a guide, also trying to help you, to bring you something into your physical world that so it can be expanded. This Knight is looking right back at the Tower and the Three of Swords. Almost like, let's just learn from it. And then let's close the door as much as we can. And let's move on from that. Because the Empress, again, she's not going to let this energy over here keep her in it. Right? She's going to learn from it. Use it now as her wisdom moving forward. And then I feel like once I learn that, boom, the Knight of Pentacles shows up. That just seems to be the right time. Coming right over the Empress, by the way. We have, look at this, the Six of Cups again, coming over the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, coming over the Seven of Pentacles. We have, look at this, the Six of Cups again, coming over the 7 of Pentacles. Hmm. Look at this, the 6 of Cups again, coming over the 7 of Pentacles. Hmm. Look at this, the 6 of Cups again, coming over the 7 of Pentacles. Hmm. Well, can I just say, I feel like we came into the reading in an anxious type energy. I feel like we have the opportunity to leave the reading with much more clarity and therefore much more light, much more wisdom, much more understanding. The Six of Cups has the Four of Wands over it, so I do feel like this is energy of a commitment. The Knight of Swords coming in above that. So, you may hear those words. I do not think it's this King of Swords. I just don't. I do not think it's this King of Swords. I feel like this King of Swords has been anything. Now listen, forget the sign, but let's just think of the King of Swords. Normally it would be a great communicator. This is someone who truth matters, right? Truth matters to them, but they're in the reverse, so their communication was probably horrible. Their truth doesn't matter, right? Like speaking the truth, who needs the truth? You know what I mean? But with the Page of Pentacles here, I feel like you're coming to a place, maybe your intuition is like really starting to take what do I want to say? Take flight. And I think that it's important we look at this, because if we don't look at this, I don't know that we can then move into the Empress's energy. I feel like we all carry the Empress's energy. Because we have had previous lives and we have had, experiences. We've gone through things like this before and we've overcome them. Not all of them, and sometimes we do have karma to pay back in this lifetime. Let's just do it. Let's pay it back and let's close that door for eternity. So, Seven of Pentacles, which again is on your soul seat of intention, is the Six of Cups. So there is someone that you do have happy memories about. You can even say cherished memories about. This can even be an energy where someone who I can collaborate with, and who knows, maybe that's how the Ten of Pentacles is born. First, there seems to be like a commitment. Now, do I feel like, does it have to mean like marriage? I don't feel that with the Four of Wands. It is the marriage card, but I feel like it's just making a commitment. Okay, there's a couple things I'm going to look at before we go. First of all, I want to look at Justice over the Devil, and then the Sun over the King of Cups. Tell me more about that. What is Justice representing here in Scorpio's reading? What is it representing? Five of Wands. Okay. So it feels like the conflict is directly connected to this Devil or a Capricorn, because he's connected here and now it's coming right over. It's like the energy of like, I can't take any more. I'm not going to get what I need. And listen, what I want to make sure I'm not doing here is being pulled into the drama, because it's not going to serve me, right? If I'm looking for someone to tell me exactly what I want to hear, I don't think it's coming through this energy. Doesn't mean that someone doesn't feel something. Think about Capricorn, think about earth signs. They're very slow to show their emotions, but they're pretty action oriented at the same time. So this connects the Five of Wands directly to the Devil and Justice. Interesting too, but look at the separation between these two. Right, they're at the same place at the same time. It's funny, all of a sudden I'm feeling, but like, do I know that? Do I know them? Are these two people who are going through a hard time? Went out for a walk, found the bridge. You know, because they're not acknowledging each other. But yet, I don't know why I'm getting this feeling of like, hey, fancy meeting you here. We're staying on that line. We're going to continue to look at the devil and this King of Cups with the sun over it. We have the 10 of Swords, the Tower, and the Queen of Cups. Okay. Wow. Look at this person in the 10 of Swords. They're barely keeping their head above water. Listen, I feel like if someone has terrible communication with you, you got to cut it off, right? 10 of Swords, I've got to look to see if there's a pattern. And I'm saying that because we do have the 9 of Swords that now is moved into the 10 of Swords. It's like dagger after dagger after dagger. And I feel like you, because of that, threw the tower. Listen, I feel like this tower probably happened to you, but now I feel like this is you throwing the tower back to someone. And it may surprise them. They may be completely surprised by it. Like, what? And then the Queen of Cups. You know, I love this queen. I just think she's beautiful. But I do take notice of how her back is to the window, how her head is down, right? This queen has definitely suffered through the 10 of Swords, these towers, the 3 of Swords, all of that. She's definitely gone through all of that, right? And this can talk about, you know, for a while, my energy has just been not good, right? Sad. I don't feel like it needs to stay there, though. I don't know. I just love that image. Reminds me of my daughter. You guys are probably like, stop talking about your daughter. I cannot. Okay. What else do I want to look at? I want to look at just 4 of Wands. Coming over the 6 of Cups. King of Wands, King of Action. Can be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, of course. But this is the King of Action. This is a king who moves according to his desires and passions. This is not a king who lives in a fear-based type of world. You know, I make a mistake. Oh well, I made a mistake. I feel like they do learn from it very quickly, though, in the same breath. This is someone who does put, you know, action behind their words. It's coming right over the 4 of Wands. We're looking at that, the connection. Well, I want to know more about this king. Now we have, I was going to say 3 kings, but now we have 2 kings. You know, and listen, I could even be communicating that. You know, like, it's not your words, I need the action. Like, you can give me all these pretty words that you want, but it's the action behind it is what I need. If you can't give me that, that's okay too. Then, you know what I mean? Then, adios. But, well, let's see what else is here. we have the Four of Cups, but it's in reverse. That's a good thing. The only thing I would say with this in reverse is the Four of Cups is telling you to trust your spiritual discernment as it comes to making decisions. But there's also the energy of not doing much about anything, right? I'm not being proactive in my life. But because it's in reverse, I feel the opposite. Well, hello, Ten of Cups. And we have the Ten of Pentacles right below that. Ten of Cups. Seven of Swords. Dang, it's like back and forth and back and forth. Back and forth and back and forth. It's like this Queen is saying, can I even trust this energy? But the Ten of Cups is here, right? The Ten of Pentacles is here. I feel like this is the potential of who's ever in this reading. Like there's the potential of, you know, a commitment. There's a potential of the Ten of Pentacles, the potential of the Ten of Cups. I feel like the Sun is very important in this reading, right? All must come to the light. Seven of Swords, I feel like it's a little bit of, you know, because it speaks of untrustworthy energy. But is it what I'm thinking because she's looking right down at it, or is it what it is? Well, let's find out. Let's follow that just a little bit further. Seven of Swords. Look at that, the Devil, again. The Ace of Pentacles. And then the Queen of Wands. Interesting because we have the King of Wands right here, and now we have the Queen of Wands. It's almost like your energy is changing. You know, I feel like here, again, this Queen, you know, feeling the sadness, has her back to the window, not thinking about, you know, all that can be for her. Not even talking about a relationship right now, just what can be for her. She does carry that Three of Pentacles. So there's something unique about her, you, that you can bring to the world, you are bringing to the world. Not everyone's going to see it, not everyone's going to appreciate it, but there is someone who will. Well, more than one. But I feel like love, yes, but I also feel like other people appreciating what it is you bring to the table. So I feel like this Queen moves into this Queen, the Queen of Action. Why? Well, let's look at this. We have the Ace of Pentacles coming right over the Knight of Pentacles. Remember, the Knight, the Knight of Pentacles is, not that we can't trust all the Knights, but this is the most trusting. This is the most loyal of the Knights. But again, we can't, it's like it comes in the right time. Can we speed up the process? Absolutely. If we're clearing like the energy that's no longer serving us, then yes, the process will speed up. So you have the Knight of Pentacles who's saying, coming over the Empress, you know, you can count on it that this Pentacle will come into your life. This Knight wouldn't have showed up otherwise. And then what does it produce? The actual Pentacle. The actual Pentacle. You know, to me, the Ace of Pentacles is something that's coming into your physical world to expand it. It's one of your seeds coming into fruition. What you do with it will be your choice. But because it's coming over the Empress's energy and this Knight of Pentacles, I feel like I can trust it. I feel like you're going to take this seed and you're going to create roots with it. Okay, I'm just not quite ready to give up yet. I'm not done yet. I want to know more about The devil who keeps coming out. Is it saying that I just can't trust it? What's it say? Seven of Swords. We have the Eight of Cups again. I don't know if we didn't get that yet, but that was on the bottom of the deck. The Two of Swords. And now we have the King of Cups. So, interesting that we have two different kings and queens come, like the King of Wands with the Queen of Wands. Now we have the Queen of Cups, and now we have the King of Cups. We already had the King of Cups, but here he is again. And the Two of Swords is coming over this energy. It's kind of putting a block to it, right? Like, I don't know if I want to go down this path. But I feel like if it's because I don't know if I want to go down this path, it has to do with a lot of what's already happened. And I feel like there is the opportunity to clear that energy. Now, for yourself. If it's relating to someone else, that's their free will, right? But this is you. Like, I feel like standing at a crossroads. Because of the Seven of Swords, it puts you in the Two of Swords type of energy. Even though there's some beautiful matches here, I still don't feel like that's giving me the answer. Well, alright, let's just look. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is successful self-employment, number one. And I did feel, in it, by the way, the Three of Pentacles is right above it. Three of Pentacles is something that you bring to the table that really no one else can. Even if a million other people are doing the same thing you're doing, you're unique. Your uniqueness is what stands out. I also feel like, as it relates to love, if someone cannot appreciate that part of you, then maybe that is your answer. Nine of Pentacles. For some of you, I feel like this is about building up your own foundation, so you can start to feel really strong within yourself. It's an independent energy. And then we have the Three of Wands with the Eight of Swords. Okay. This is like, it's almost like a bipolar reading, right? We're getting the good, we're getting the bad, we're getting the bad, then we get the good. And a lot of this is energy. I feel like a lot of this can be cleared up. Some may be misunderstandings, some may just be the way two people approach the same type of situation, can be differently. The Eight of Swords is where I put a block up, right? Like I'm blocking myself from experiencing. That's probably why the Two of Swords is here. But what comes first is the Three of Wands. And I'm happy to see that. Because I feel like when the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like you had another ace somewhere. The Knight of Pentacles. When this energy moves towards you, I feel like it changes your outlook. Or, let's put it a different way. You can change your outlook. Three of Wands is where I'm looking at the world and I'm thinking about all that can be. Right? But it's also in the Wands family, so it is your action. It's putting your action behind it and then building a life. Right? No matter what the age, no matter how old you are. You know, sometimes we start over. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like a fresh start with the sun here. So, I just feel like what you want to look at is these swords, because we open with the Nine of Swords. That Nine of Swords went to the Ten of Swords, which then goes to the Two of Swords. So, like, here's this path, but a fear factor is like, you know, am I going to block it? Am I not? The Eight of Swords, I am going to block it. But the Three of Wands makes me feel like, almost like this is up to you. This will be up to you. The Eight of Swords is a self-created prison, so the only one who can uncreate it is you. It is you. I feel like this gives you an opportunity to look at all that can be. And I feel it's very important that you put your past in your past. I also feel like it's very important that, you know, whoever this king in reverse was for you, who did cause the heartache, I almost feel like they were incapable of giving you what it is you deserve. Not only what you need, but what you deserve. And if this was like a narcissistic type of energy, there's just no winning, right? And I feel like that's why the Five of Wands keeps coming out. I can't win against that energy. If I'm looking for an apology, I'm not going to get it. What I want to do is make sure that I don't get pulled into the drama. Let those walls down. Don't overthink. Nine of Swords would put you in that energy of overthinking. Especially as it relates to someone's communication. Don't overthink it, right? Just hear it for what it is. All right. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. We have the Two of Pentacles. Well, I like that because we have the Two of Swords here, and now we have the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like it moves me out of the fear factor of making a decision more into I feel like into my logical mind. You know, they call this a juggler's card, but I often feel this as, you know, if I say yes to this next opportunity, this next pentacle that's coming in, will it expand my world, or is it just going to deflate my world? So it kind of puts ball in your court, but you're much more able to handle that ball now. You know what I mean? Like you're now the Michael Jordan of basketball. All right, let's read Giving and Receiving. You know, it's funny because it's like back and forth in this reading, and giving and receiving makes complete sense. All right, but let's read it from the book. Giving and Receiving. This is a message about bringing your life into greater balance. Hello, Justice. Are you resentful of your role as a caretaker, or do you feel like you're being used or unappreciated? If so, you need to balance your giving tendencies through creating and noticing opportunities to receive. If this seems impossible because others aren't cooperating, then Mother Mary will help you heal this pattern. Ten of Swords. Occasionally, people will be imbalanced in giving too much where they're taking, for expecting to receive more than they're willing to give. Signs of this include feelings stuck or stagnant, experiencing a lack of new opportunities, or financial difficulties. Both patterns are easily elevated by practicing daily giving and receiving. You can even count how many times you give and make sure to receive an equal number of times. Examples of giving include smiling at a person or saying hello, offering a sincere compliment, making a donation, volunteering your help, making time for someone, and being a good listener. Examples of receiving include noticing beauty around you, saying thank you and meaning it, feeling appreciation and gratitude for your current blessings, and requesting and accepting someone's help. Giving and receiving. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I did not intend for this reading to be quite so long, but you know, it just went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Use your own intuition. Take notice of these swords, because I feel like if the swords aren't cleared, then I stay in that energy, and I don't want you in that energy anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to get more into your creative outlets. You know, like if I'm still feeling that Three of Swords, what can I do? You need to refocus your attention onto something else. I know that's easier said than done, but you know, like literally, like if you like to knit, start knitting. You know, if you like to play the guitar, pick up the guitar. If you want to learn the guitar, learn the guitar. If you are creating something, put your focus on it, because it will be expanded. No doubt it will be expanded, but you have to know your own worth going in. Or I shouldn't even say going in, coming out. Because I feel like going in, but coming out of all this, I feel like you know your own worth. Or at least in time you will. The sun, I feel, is your friend here. It is your friend here. I feel like if there's any energy that I can't trust, listen, it's going to be like the sun will illuminate it to you. And the Empress is not someone who will sit with that energy, right? Like, no. No, I can't have that. I can't have that. You know, she's not hard. You know, her heart is open, but she's also nobody's fool in the same breath. I feel like you're moving out of the fear factor into the logical mind, and I feel like that's exactly what's going to help benefit you moving forward. You know, we can say this is for October, but this is for life, right? This is just the next step to, you know, how can I get to that Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups? Well, I can't get there with the Nine of Swords, and I can't get there with the Ten of Swords. So sometimes these towers, though they do feel destructive, are really our best friend. Because immediately after the tower, now we have the Empress. But first, the Knight of Pentacles came over that. Or not the Knight, the Page. Learning, understanding these towers. Why did it come? You know, all of that. No judgment. Don't put judgment on yourself. You know, just know what you can know. And then I feel like that's when the Empress's energy is at its best. Alright guys, I love you. Sorry it was quite long. I meant it to be like 20 minutes, but that didn't happen. But listen, whatever time it needed, I was happy to give it. I love you guys. I feel like, you know, you're up and down right now. But I do feel like energy is changing, and I do feel like the sun is here for you. So take advantage of that. All right. I love you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye-bye.